We've been going to Africa a lot recently, but we haven't been to Ethiopia. So let's go and try Sora Natural.
My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
This is the third year of working with this coffee, and it's something that's become really quite special to me. This coffee represents the time and energy of going to Ethiopia and trying to build a relationship. The coffee is not only from the first coffee we bought from a private estate, but it's also from somebody who we've also been buying from who owns wet mills. It is pretty unique to be able to have somebody who owns a wet mill and somebody who owns land, so I'm sure you can understand why I'm really excited about it. The farm's owned by Israel Degefe, second generation coffee grower from Ethiopia. The farm covers 250 hectares, which only 150 of them are currently producing coffee. But 150 hectares is a huge farm. And when it goes to full production, which should be coming in this year, that's going to be 250 hectares. It's just obscenely large. It's situated alongside the River Churo, and the farm only currently produces natural, but there are plans in the future to take advantage of a water source. And I actually saw on Instagram this week they were drilling for a spring that's there, so they're able to start the washed coffee project. I can't wait to try Sora washed. It's just going to be amazing. And once that water source is built, Israel wants to build a processing and washing station on the land as well, which again would just give him more control over all of the details. It's only been a farm since 2013, and so it's fairly new. It has an altitude of 1,900 to 2,350 metres. 2,350 metres. I don't even think you can grow coffee that high up, but they're able to. And just super unusual thing to find. So maybe we should now go and stick our snozzers in the bowls. So it's that time to stick snozzer in the bowl, and I pick snozzer in the bowl. I choose to do this. And a few weeks ago, you remember I was saying Kenyans are the ones to smell, they're amazing, they're really good. Well, actually, I told a lie, because Ethiopian naturals are even better to smell. Because of that natural processing, it really does give you a hint of what's to come. And on the smell, I'm getting a little bit of blueberry skin. So not necessarily the blueberry, but the skin of the blueberry. I'm getting a little bit of a booziness on it as well. A little bit of kind of almost like a sherry, something like that. Some raisins, so you get a really kind of dried fruit feel to it as well. And I'm going to go with this one because Roland thinks it's in there, but I'm not 100% sure. But he always says that Sora smells of mince. Now, not mince as in the bolognese mince, but mince meat as in Christmas kind of mince pie kind of smell. And I can kind of see it a little bit, but it's not quite as strong as that blueberry skin for me. But as always, get your nose in a bowl and just have a snoz. So this week I'm going to do something that's a little bit more unusual. I'm going to talk about the way that Ethiopian coffee tends to be set up. So Ethiopian coffee tends to come from very small producers, quite often only owning around about 200 trees. They'll be in their back garden, they'll be in a tiny hectare of land that they have somewhere. It'll be just a very small part of how they live. So coffee doesn't become their main source of income, it's one of their sources of income. So once a year they'll go along, they'll pick the cherries, and they'll take the cherries to a receiving station, and the receiving station, there'll be a man there with a little book. It's always a man, by the way, that's not me being sexist. There's this man there with a book, and he'll be writing in this much, and then it'll give them a little ticket, and that ticket will be worth some money to go and kind of get the cash for it. And it'll be a one-time only, maybe 2 or 3 times in a year, they'll deliver cherries, and then the process will be open. But with Israel, it's a little bit different. So Israel not only owns washing stations that you can deliver these cherries to, but he also owns his own land, like Sora, where he has the coffee growing himself. He's in charge of the whole process. He doesn't have 200 trees. He has many, many thousands of trees, which means that he has complete control over the process. Now, what I think it does with this coffee is it increases the quality of it, because he's not only just delivering once or twice a year, he's looking after the farm. He's making sure that the coffee is at the perfect ripeness to pick it. He's employing people to pick that coffee for him. And after that, he's also doing the processing, the dry milling, and the export. So I think this allows us to have the best coffee that we can find from Ethiopia. Ethiopians are particularly acidic, very lemon-like, very high in acidity, bright, kind of black tea. But the naturals tend to be the other end of the spectrum. So I can't wait for us to go and taste this one, because we're just going to be having amazing, deep, dark, huge flavours. So let's go taste it right now. I can't wait to do this one. I'm going to do it quickly. Oh, natural Ethiopians are the bomb. It would make an amazing espresso. I can imagine this cutting through the milk of a cappuccino really well too, but we're going to try it as brewed. So like earlier, the blueberry skin, I'm really getting blueberry skin, but I'm also getting a little bit of like a blueberry mousse type thing as well. Not the mousse, but the mousse. Got a big citrus lemon acidity to it. Muscovado sugar on the front, very clean, a very well processed natural. Really has a great body to it, great mouthfeel, big and bold, a big blueberry bomb. What else can you want from an Ethiopian natural? Thank you for joining me. Please do come along again. And do remember, life is too short for bad coffee.